All right. Jen Smith is here, chief reporter for dailymail.com, who has been following this and has put so many of these dots together. All right, Jen, are we getting closer to this idea that there was compromise and extortion by Jeffrey Epstein of some of the people in his black book?
Well, it's certainly seeming like the pieces of the puzzle are getting closer together, Leland. We're not all the way there yet, but look, this new lawsuit accusing Leon Black of a really horrific, brutal sexual assault. Some of the most incriminating allegations that we've actually seen in this whole Epstein ordeal. It really puts him in the frame for a lot more. Like you say, these payments, $158 million from a guy who was a titan of Wall Street. He was running Apollo, which was a private equity firm. It controls $400 billion. So his credentials were a lot more impressive than Jeffrey Epstein, who was, a failed math teacher. He didn't even graduate college. It never made sense. And now we're starting to see a much wider picture. Leon Black is really up to his elbows in Epstein problems, and I think it's going to only continue to get worse for him.
All right, so Epstein and Leon Black timeline, 2012 to 2017, Leon Black provided professional services to Epstein. This is the money, the $152 million. Black and Jeffrey Epstein cut business ties because of a fee dispute. Leon Black steps down from Apollo Global Management 2023. Leon Black agrees to pay $62.5 million to the U.S. Virgin Islands to be released from potential claims related to Territory's investigation of Epstein's sex trafficking ring. This lawsuit, and I appreciate you saying really horrific acts, because what happened or alleged to have happened to this 12-year-old girl is sickening, and not describe what happened. But nevertheless, this is all separate from what has already happened in the payouts Leon Black has already made.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have three major components of the Leon Black-Epstein thing. We have the $158 million that he gave apparently for tax advice. We have the U.S. Virgin Islands payment of $62 million. And look, the Virgin Islands were not even going after Leon Black. We got the subpoena today. It was filed back in 2021. They just asked him for photos of his trips to the Caribbean with Epstein and for documents about their communications. He was so desperate to not hand those over that he paid $62 million. Then the third component, arguably the worst, is this new lawsuit. And it's, by the way, the second lawsuit filed against Leon Black by a woman who claims she was raped by him in Jeffrey Epstein's house.
All right. $62 million to not have to hand over photographs. Must have been some photographs. Is there a chance that there's going to be a criminal investigation into this, number one? But number two, Leon Black wasn't Jeffrey Epstein's only client. There were other people, there's other names in the little black book, so to speak, and there's other people that paid Jeffrey Epstein, we think, a lot of money, hence how he funded his lifestyle other than Leon Black. Where are we in any of those dots?
Well, listen, we all know that the Justice Department are super quiet about what they're doing, what they're not doing when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, maybe because they dropped the ball for so many years. But I happen to know that the attorney representing the girl who filed this most recent one, she is in touch with the Justice Department and she has named names. There are not that many other names in the lawsuit, but they are certainly out there and the investigators know them. So whether or not they're acting on them, we'll have to follow up on that. But in terms of the other people, this black book, this was always the issue with Jeffrey Epstein, right? He killed himself back in 2019. Ghislaine went behind bars. She clearly wasn't the only person involved here. And it's finally looking like some people are starting to be held accountable, or the accusations are at least coming out. I think it's fair to say that someone has to pay for all this harm that was done to so many young girls over such a long time. And these men and women are, really in the upper echelons of society, of Wall Street, of politics, arguably, we don't know yet. But they hid in plain sight for a long time. It doesn't look like they can hide for much longer.
Yeah, I don't think really anybody could hide from you, frankly. I would not want Jen Smith working on a story about me. We got to run, but thank you. And let us know when you got more on this, because this is one of those stories you just have to keep pulling on the thread. And it's amazing what comes out. We appreciate it.
Sure will.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.